Yeah, man. Thanks for taking the time to do this. I appreciate it.
Yeah, easy, bro.
So yeah, if you just to start off, I saw you posted on Instagram a couple weeks ago about the JP brand for Jordan Poyer. Do you want to just talk a little bit about that? What you're planning on doing with that?
Yeah, that should have been launched a long time ago, but finally was able to find a team to kind of help me just launch a brand. A lot of ideas that I've had in my head as far as what I want to represent myself and my family. So I got a lot of things coming up. This month really going back home to Astoria and really just trying to accelerate my name and my likeness and try to use it to the best of my abilities to continue and try to inspire people. And that's really the story behind that.
Yeah, and you talk about inspiring people. Your story really inspired me as someone who's also in recovery myself. I saw that a lot of people saw your post a couple months ago also about you getting a year sober. First of all, congratulations on that. That's incredible.
Appreciate it, bro.
Can you kind of like take me back to that time? I mean, like when you were getting sober, when you realized that, I kind of have a problem and this is something that I need to take a look at, and like what that was.
Yeah, there were many times where, I felt like, I knew I had a problem, probably within years before I really stopped, times I just remember going out and just, not being able to just go out and hang out with the guys or hang out with friends and just, party, just, socially. I had to go out and get, absolutely lit. So, I would wake up the next day and, I'd kind of think and be like, dang, Jay, like, you might have a problem, you might have a problem. And so, but then, a couple of days go by, maybe the hangover goes away or whatever. And you're just like, whatever, maybe I'll fix it later on. And, before you know it, it really starts to catch up to you. And that's when I found a way to kind of nip it in the butt, because it caught up to me. I was going through a lot of things, off the field, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. That was tough to handle. And, I thought alcohol was a way to, kind of run away from all of those problems, at the time. I drank for all the wrong reasons. And, I was scared to face my problems in the face dead on. I was always trying to go around them. So, I realized I had to fix my shit. Obviously, probably a month before I actually stopped drinking, it kind of built up to that March 13th date of things happening in life and just me kind of really taking a look in the mirror at myself. A lot of other things kind of happened. Vincent Jackson passed away in February, and that really kind of touched my heart in a certain way, just because I read his story. And I never say that alcohol was the reason for his death, but when I reading the story, there was a lot of alcohol related issues in his life. And so part of me just felt like, I just wish he had someone to talk to and someone to, kind of, let him know that, he's not alone. There's a lot of us that struggle with alcohol, with addiction. It could be anything, addiction. And so I saw that, and I felt like it was my job. It was my duty, to everybody sees all of us as athletes. Everybody sees our wins, our successes. They look at our Instagram and see, the followers, the cars, the club, everything, but, they don't ever see your losses. And so, I felt like it was important, not only to myself, but, to my family and my community back home in Astoria. It was important to they all root for me and, feel like they know me, but I just wanted them to feel like they know me even more and know I'm not perfect in any sort of way. And, also if I can come out of an addiction like that, then, so can you. So that was many reasons why I made the post. I can't really narrow it down to just one, because I have thousands of reasons why I made the post.
Right. Yeah, man, that's incredible. Like, I just know, like, the guilt and shame that you feel, like, leading up to that day where you finally ask for help. And it's incredible. And like you talk about the fans seeing you as just an athlete with the cars and the money and all those things. Like, they don't really see that there's like an actual person there. So it's crazy, man.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah. And so now, do you do like Alcoholics Anonymous? I know you said you went to a couple meetings.
Yeah.
Your mother.
Yeah, I did Alcoholics Anonymous for a couple weeks, and I always tell people, everybody's different.
Right.
For me, I feel like I just needed like kind of a wake up call, in a sense that during the whole time of me drinking, I felt like it was like a woe is me mentality. It was like, oh, like why me? Like why is all this pressure on me? Like what, like feel sorry for me attitude. My life is hard type attitude, like, yeah, everybody's life is hard, but
Right.
I was thinking, my life is just harder than everybody else's. And, I went to these Alcoholics Anonymous meetings, and, I just sat and listened and paid attention. And, a lot of stories really inspired me and, really touched my heart, and made me realize that my issues were nowhere near as, some of these people had some real life issues and things going on that, kind of made me take a step back and say, like, what are you doing? Like these people, they, some don't have a lot of money, don't have a house, don't have family, don't have, and they're drinking for their own personal reasons. But you have people that love you, you got people that care about you, you're doing something that you love. Like, why are you just throwing this away with, alcohol just because you want to run away from your problems, So it just took me a little bit of, I had a lot of support, obviously, but it just took me a little bit of eye opening and a really, kind of wake up call in my life to continue to stay motivated and not drink it, and that's for the day. That's the end of it.
Yeah, nice, man. Well, congratulations on that. Going to another topic. So, back to football. And back when you signed, like, the Bills were kind of just still had that image of this, like, the laughing stock team in the league. They had made the playoffs. You guys made the playoffs, I believe it was that year that you signed.
Yeah.
But leading up to that, nobody really, it was the same old Bills. A new coaching staff every 3 years. And now heading into this season as a 30-year-old veteran, coming from that 25-year-old, I wouldn't say kid, but not really a vet either. You just talk about like that growth and how it's grown with the team to where it's at today, where it's like a top 3 team in the NFL.
Yeah, I can't imagine one day when I look back on these to 2017, I have 5 years, and however many more years, who knows? But to really kind of look back, and you don't do it a whole lot, because you try to live in the moment and try to be in the moment, but when you really look back and look at what has transpired in Buffalo since 2017,
Great.
it's crazy, right? It's absolutely just, before coming to Buffalo, you hear about Buffalo and it's like, man, I don't want to be in Buffalo. It's cold out there. Ain't nothing. I don't want to be in Buffalo. But you come out here and you realize, just the type of culture that Sean brought and Bean brought, and the type of guys that they brought in, and the community that's around the team. Just been so hungry for a winning football team. It's truly amazing, man. So, just growing with the team and continuing to grow with, the group of guys that came in here, and, they're continuing to bring in. It's been a truly special experience that, I saw something on Twitter today, it kind of made me think. Somebody said, something about me and Micah playing, for this is our 5th year playing. I don't know how many safeties have done that. Like, I mean, if you can like find it for me, that'd be sick. Cause I don't know how many safeties has played together for 5 consecutive years, let alone that's the stat was, I think we played 69 games since we've been here.
Yeah, I think you've only missed 1.
I've missed 1 and Mike has missed 2. Like, that's crazy. And so, like, I mean, it's definitely, it's definitely going to be something to look back and tell your grandkids, about. But definitely enjoy living in the now and continue to build, because we're not done yet, man. Guys are still hungry. Guys still feel that loss against Kansas City last year in the AFC Championship game. So, or the AFC Championship game. So, we're excited for what's to come. We know we got to work, but it's definitely a lot of buzz in there.
Yeah, I'm sure, man. And like, you guys truly are building something special. Like, from the outside looking in as a fan, like, you guys could just feel your guys' energy when you play. But like, now that things are really coming together, like, you and Micah are those leaders on the team. You came in with Sean, so you've known from day one what he expects out of you guys. Like, how do you guys embrace your roles as leaders on the team, especially with the young defenders either drafted? You guys got a core on that defense that's coming up together, but you two have been there since day one.
Yeah, man. Just you don't ever want to. I never try to get out of character, man. I just try to be who I am.
Right.
And same with Micah. That's the thing about him and I. Like, I mean, really, our whole team, man. There's no egos on our team. There's no guys, and stuff bad happens on the field. Nobody's pointing fingers this side or the other. So, it's like I said earlier, man. It's been fun. It's been fun to continue. Like, when Mike and I got here, we had known each other. Probably we met each other once before coming here, and I mean, we're the same. It's crazy. We're both from small towns, both from tiny towns. He went to Iowa. All right, I went to Oregon State. You could say Oregon State's a little bit more premier than Iowa, but it's both late round picks. You know what I mean? And then both, going from an old team, putting your heart and soul into it. He put his heart and soul into the Packers, and myself with Cleveland, and now coming here in Buffalo, man. I mean, it's truly like, I mean, and then you add Tre'Davious. Tre'Davious has been here the same amount of years. Like, what? And like, you tell me, you name a secondary that's had the three core guys been there for 5 years. I don't know if you can name them.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I mean, the Legend of Boom, maybe, but I don't know if that was 5.
I don't think it was 5, because Sherman, Earl Thomas.
Yeah, I don't know if that was 5 years.
3-4 good years together.
Right. So
I don't know. I'll have to do some research and see.
We might. I mean, yeah, they won a Super Bowl when we were in Gameway, but you take some numbers from here and there, you might find something.
Right.
You might find something.
So now, speaking of numbers, man, like, yours not making the Pro Bowl last year. I know you guys always say, "Oh, the rankings don't matter." Like, the opinions on the outside don't matter, but that has to kind of like eat at you a little bit, that like you're playing at such a high level consistently. And like, last year was not just like a fluke. I mean, you've had like the 100 tackles in the last like 3 years, I think, the picks, the forced fumbles, everything. Like, your numbers are up there with, or if not the best in the NFL at the safety position. So how does like not getting that recognition on a national level affect you at all? I mean, it's got to be a little bit, right?
I mean, it's so like, I get asked this question so much, like, and I'm not upset that you ask it, and it's just like, I feel like I give the same answer every time, and I'm like, I really do try to give like a different solid answer every time I do it, but like, look, man, like, ever since I was little, bro, like, I had been overlooked in every category of sports, bro. Like, I was in high school, bro. I was too small to play quarterback my freshman year. When the coach, he calls me to this day and still says, "You look like you should have started your freshman year." And I mean, our high school, we had 600 kids in our high school. There was 6 divisions in Oregon. 6A was the highest. My school was 4A. So, I mean, you put that in perspective. We weren't that big. We
Yeah.
were, so, I mean, coming out of high school, I had a couple scholarships. Oregon State wanted me to walk on, or not walk. U of O wanted me to walk on. Oregon State offered me as a gray shirt. And so I don't know if you know what a gray shirt is, but you basically you get offered and you don't attend school in the fall, but you attend school in the wintertime. You start spring ball then, and that's kind of when you start. So they offered me as that. A guy happened to fail his classes, and then they ended up offering me as a red shirt to come in the fall. So I came in the fall, balled out training camp, and they took my red shirt from me, and I was playing as a true freshman. So it was like, I mean, it doesn't surprise me anymore.
Right.
I guess that's the best. And I haven't given that answer. I tell people, yeah, it motivates me.
Yeah.
It gives me fire for the off season. I tell people that all the time, but it really doesn't surprise me because half of those people that are making these lists don't understand a thing about football.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they couldn't go up on the board and draw a sail route. They couldn't go up on the board and draw a Dino route. Like, they just see what they see on the TV and decide, type in some numbers on the computer.
Yeah.
They don't know, like, look, bro, like, I don't know what your deal is with PFF, but PFF has some questionable data.
You got to look at what Eric posted yesterday, I think, of something on Milano. Like they said he had like a 29 coverage grade. It was like a thread that he made.
PFF is so questionable, bro.
Yeah.
Because like they don't account like what a player's job is on each play. You know what I'm saying? Like the way they calculate it, it's like it's not
whoever's closest to the ball.
Exactly. It's like it's not football. So
yeah.
PFF, I hope if you're watching this, y'all need to go somewhere else.
That's funny. But yeah, man. So one more question, Eric wanted me to ask you. Don't mean to age you anymore, but just want to know, like, the commitment of taking care of your body, like in the off season. Like, what's that look like today, being 30 compared to a younger guy, and how has that like kind of progressed each off season?
It looks a lot better now that I'm sober.
Yeah.
Because usually the off season is more like your time to let loose and kind of get rid of all the, in season, like you drag, like, man, I can't wait for the off season to, tear it up, and so, but now this off season, this being kind of my first really full off season, because I stopped drinking, say, in March a year ago, and that kind of, I was leading into an off season doing that, so you can't really call that a full off season of no alcohol. But this being I feel the best that I've ever felt, dude. Like, I've always been like, I've always like aged later than my body. Like in high school, like I was like short as hell before, like all the other kids, dudes were growing, and then finally, like by my junior senior year, I finally like started to grow. So it's like I always like bloomed late. And so I think that's, as my body continues to take care of itself and, thank me for becoming sober, I think it'll continue to take care of me and allow me to play this game until I want to call it quits, So, and that's my goal.
Right. Okay. So speaking of goals, what are some of your goals, like both on and off the field this year? Like, I know I saw that you were talking to some kids about, I forget what it was called exactly, about the addiction stuff though.
Yeah. Kids escaping drugs. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. So, that's one big thing that I just want to continue to, push my story out there. I had Players Tribune come out to my house a couple weeks ago and do a whole story on my sobriety journey. So like I said, man, my off the field goals is just to continue to inspire people and to continue to, normalize talking about, our problems, because, I feel like as humans, a lot, we tend to hold our problems in and for example, for me, hold my problems in and then drink them away at night, and I feel like we should normalize being okay to be like, hey, Rob, yo, like, hey, I got a problem, yo, like I can't go out and drink and just chill, dude. Like I need help. Like can you point me in the right direction? Can you help me? Like I really need help, and that's what I want to do, man. I feel like that's important. Whatever it may be, we could be like, hey, Rob, man, I just had a rough day, man. I just need someone to talk to. We got to talk more as everybody's so caught up in the social media life and it's life that's not even real, man. And that's what I want. I guess I'll put it like that. I want to put out real life. Man. I want to put out real content that people can see and understand and feel. None of that fake stuff on the TV that you see, man. I want real content. And as for on the field, man, just want to continue to be the best version of myself. Just no fear. Every time I step on the field, I don't fear nothing every time I step on the field. And I just want to continue to play that way and just be the best version of myself. And I know if I do that, then this game will take me a long way.
Right. All right, one last question, and we could wrap it up. So you were at OTAs this week. Who's one player that you think fans should be watching for that might surprise this season on defense?
On defense?
Yeah. If you have one also, we'll take that.
You gotta go with my guy D-Jack. You gotta say D-Jack. Dave Jackson, yeah, boy's a baller, man. Boy's such a baller. Obviously, you gotta go with Greg, man. Greg is this big dude's big as hell. Like I never seen him. Like the first time I seen him, like, whoa, man, like, how are you 9 years younger than me? Like, but no, man, we got a lot of young guys that came in and they're excited to work, excited to be part of the team. Obviously, they still got to continue to earn their stripes, but those guys just came in, put their head down, started working, and bought into the system, bought into the structure, and are doing the right things. It's hard to come in as a rookie. I can't even imagine, coming in an era like right now, with the world the way it is.
Right.
It's got to be obviously different than when I came into the league. So for them to handle it the way that they're handling it, like professionals, and as young players like that, it's encouraging to see. And so, want to continue that momentum going into the rest of the offseason and the training camp.
All right, man. Well, look, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this, dude.
Yeah, for sure, Rob.
Yeah, thanks, man.
All right, buddy.
All right, man. Have a good one.
All right, yeah. Take it easy.